everyone. Welcome to another episode of Nick and Knarf. I be Knarf, he be Nick. We be together. You be there, we be here. That's how it works. Anyway, today we've got a real treat for you. A band that isn't a huge monster band in the annals of rock and roll history, but have made a memorable legacy of some great music. And we're playing two songs off of this is one of my favorite albums of the 70s. It's Sense of Direction.
Climax Blues Band. Now, it's amazing. Here's a band that from 67 to about 2003, I think, made like 18 albums, right? And we didn't even know they were British.
No,
okay?
I never knew. I thought they were English. American.
They were originally called the Climax Chicago Blues Band, and it was formed in Stafford, England in 67 by vocalist and harmonica player Colin Cooper, guitarist and vocalist Pete Haycock, guitarist Derek Holt, bassist Richard Jones, drummer George Newsome, and keyboard Arthur Wood. I mean, 18 albums, and it really was less than 25 years. And we don't know much about them. This album, though, was number 27 in the U.S. 17.
It's their biggest selling album of their whole career. And I found this album. They played a couple of songs off this album, and I bought it. What an awesome album from top to bottom. This album is exquisite for a rock blues album. There were two big hits, and we're playing them both. The first one is called Nogales, which happens to be a town at the border about 65 miles from where we are right now, right on the Mexican border. Great song. They played this one on the radio. And then the other song that was their big hit was Amarita / Sense of Direction, the title song from this great 1974 album.
And one thing that you're going to notice is the amazing musicianship that is involved in Climax Blues Band. I remember when Frank bought this album, and were you in California?
Absolutely. I had my apartment in the valley.
But you weren't in Iowa.
No, this was well before Iowa, yeah.
Okay, so he brought it up, and it was like, man, I went out and bought the album like the next day. I mean, that was how good I thought this album was.
If you haven't heard this album, or even these two songs, you're in for a real treat. It is just great rock and roll. It just kicks ass. And then Amarita and Sense of Direction is more musical kind of love ballady, but with some beautiful acoustic work and electric work. But this is just fantastic. And so before we get going, I want to invite y'all, please, to subscribe, like, and share if you haven't. And if you have, we love you guys. You're our tribe. We're with you in heart and spirit. We care for your ears. And if you'll notice, I threw up in the corner the artwork from our T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Brett sent me the artwork.
I was looking at that. I'm going, what the hell's that?
It's the artwork that they use to create the T-shirts Nick and I are wearing, and I've decided to integrate it into our graphics up there. So anyway, when you see that up in the corner, you'll know it's our T-shirts, and I want to thank Michaela and Brett again for the beautiful T-shirts.
And again, we're going to mention, especially for Kim and Dave, that We Care for Your Ears came from Jimi Hendrix, who said he was tuning his guitar, and he said
show I saw Jimi Hendrix, the Hollywood Bowl in 1968 with my good buddy John. While he was tuning, he kept saying, sorry for the delay, babes, and everybody out there, but I'm only doing this because I care for your ears. And so that's where I took the line from. We care for your ears from Jimi Hendrix, from the master guitarist. But anyway, without further ado, I'm ready to get some rock and roll. So anyway, this is the song Nogales from Climax Blues Band's album Sense of Direction. It is awesome. Here we go.
Nice.
Southward across the border on a cool vacation drive to the country.
that great?
We landed in the icebox. It was a cool 15 by 3. 15 fallen brothers was shivering next to me. There was a man who sold his sister and a father who sold his smoke. When they landed in the jailhouse, they knew that it wasn't a joke. Hey, policeman, give me a smile. I want to take a picture, it won't take a while. Hey, jailer, won't you give me a grin? Move over, let me squeeze you in. Where are you going with my money and shoes? You know a boy can sing the blues in his stocking. Next door to the icebox, there was a rock 15 by 5. 3 rock and rollers roasting in a company 45. Talking about revolution with the roaches on the floor. Well, it must have cared about pollution because they did not open the door. Hey, policeman, give me a smile. I want to take a picture, it won't take a while. Hey, jailer, won't you give me a grin? Move over, let me squeeze you in. Where are you going with my money and shoes? You know a boy can sing the blues in a stocking.
Listen to this outro lead.
That is so.
Isn't that fabulous?
You're having a party. Things aren't going too good. It's getting pretty dull. People aren't talking about you. Put this song on, forget about.
What an awesome rockin' kick-ass song. I guess it's based on a true story. They must have crossed the border into Mexico on a tour here and got arrested for carrying around some dope. You know, and they must have gone into Nogales. Clearly, that's about what it is.
Yeah.
But and back in those days, in the 70s, it was a little different kind of international relations between the U.S. and Mexico.
Different? Yeah. What about, alley cats, stray cats? Did you get a sense of the stray cats coming off that probably Brian, what's his name? Brian Setzer.
Brian Setzer.
Do you think his band would have liked these guys? Of course they did. I mean, because obviously these guys are even way more complicated than that first album that came out by Stray Cats.
This just kicks ass.
This
song kicks ass. It is a great.
Gosh.
When they played it on the radio, man, it was a big hit. I love listening to this song. But what did you guys think of Nogales? And when you're here in Arizona visiting Nick Knarf, we'll take you on down there. Now it's a little bit nicer and calmer. You cross the border and get some nice Mexican food.
Great tacos, man. I tell you, the tacos right off the truck are just so
beautiful.
Good.
Anyway. That was our first selection. Now, this is the bigger hit, the theme song. It's a 2-part song. It starts with a song to a woman named Amarita, and then it breaks into the song Sense of Direction, which is the title of the album. So, without further ado, here it is. This is Climax Blues Band, Amarita, Sense of Direction.
And she's dragging me from my home. Oh, her name is Amarita, and her faces are many more than one. me from the country, spinning stories of fortune and fame, though she knew she didn't want me. Tell me, Lady Amarita, what's your game?
Sense of direction.
So nice.
Sailor, go wandering, wander all the seven, but don't you lose the sense of direction, lose the way to go. She's leaving in the morning, she's leaving round about 7. Hope she don't lose the sense of direction, lose the way to go.
Delicate, beautiful.
That was like 3 songs, not 2 songs. That was crazy.
Isn't that gorgeous? I love that combo, those 2 songs. You know, actually, I bought this CD because I had it on 8-track originally when I bought this album. It was on 8-track. And the lead-in from Amarita to Sense of Direction was much smoother. For the CD, they kind of, you hear how sudden it was to stop? On the original CD, on the original 8-track and album, it kind of like slowly morphed into Sense of Direction. I don't know why they cut it, because I like the way they
Who does that style kind of remind you of?
Oh, Oh, it's
at one point
I
it
was
might be
thinking
a little bit Jethro Tull, the part where he's just playing the guitar and the break. You know the way he does that, where he gets into these and then Moody Blues a little bit.
Oh, and
just a little bit. And I'm not saying a lot. So
it had hints of Poco. It had hints of well, I don't know, doobies, maybe a little bit of not really.
I'm
though.
trying to figure out. It's
a very distinctive.
But these
blues
guys are
style.
talented. Who thinks of these kind of breaks in these songs? And it ties it all together, and it makes sense.
Aren't these two great cuts? This album, you got to check it out if you haven't heard it. It's gotten lost. But when in the 70s, this album, it just busted through. And, you know, and I heard a couple of other Climax Blues albums, but nothing compared to Sense of Direction. I mean, there was some good stuff, but this album was so tight and unique and really thematically unified, musically excellent from song to song to song. And it was a big hit for these guys and a great record. And if you love those two songs, you'll love the rest of this album. What did you think of Nogales and Amarita / Sense of Direction? Great cuts from a great forgotten blues band from England, Climax Blues Band.
Yeah, what more can you say? That's it.
I sure hope you enjoyed it, and we thank you for joining us today. And remember, please, if you haven't, before you leave, please subscribe, like, and share. Tell your friends about Nick and Knarf. We care for your ears like Jimmy would have. And we thank you, if you have subscribed, because you guys keep us going. We love your comments, your support, and all the love. We send it right back at you.
See you next time on Nick and Knarf.
Thanks again.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
guys.